Hello, wrestling fans of the National Wrestling League. I'm Ben Miller sitting with Ryan McGillicuddy, and we are ready for another I-70 Series matchup between that man, Davey Gibson, and Jax Royal of the Royal Blood.
Well, we've seen the Blood Brothers go up 2-0 against Royal Blood in tag team competition, but they're in Kansas City today. We'll see when they split up and go into singles matches how Royal Blood goes against these two guys.
Such a long and storied history between the Blood Brothers and the Royal Blood, but there's an even longer storied history between the two cities of Kansas City and St. Louis.
Yeah, no, it obviously goes back decades and decades. But it's obviously going to be centered around what I consider one of the greatest World Series of all time in 1985 when the Royals defeated the Cardinals. They will always have that, and I'm hoping at some point, being a Kansas City guy, that Jax and Jet Royal can come out here and extend that lead that Kansas City has over St. Louis. Kansas City now leading 5-4 over St. Louis in head-to-head competition.
All right, Ryan, we got it. We have to remember that we need to call this right down the middle. You shouldn't be taking sides. You shouldn't be wanting.
I have favorites.
You
have you not met me before?
Our job here is to call it right down the middle.
That's your job.
The one thing I know is that Jax Royal has his work cut out for him with a ring technician, the likes of Davey Gibson.
That's right. Jax and Davey Gibson they're gonna put on a heck of a match. On paper, it looks great. We'll see who comes out on top.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is an NWL KC versus NWL STL I-70 Series contest. KC leads 5-4 over STL.
That's right.
Introducing to you first, from St. Louis, Missouri, to my right, with the combined weight of 383 pounds, Davey Gibson, Mathew Grundy, Blood Brothers.
Well, Davey Gibson will be taking on Jax Royal by himself in singles competition today.
And
Jax Royal, maybe this is one of the few times that Davey Gibson might have the size advantage, Ben. But Jax, obviously we know about his aerial tactics, taking on the likes of Davey Gibson. So we'll see what happens. Do you have a favorite in this one? I mean, I do. Who do you like?
I just want this to be a good athletic contest, which I know it will be, between two of our best athletes. Referee Nick Chin is going to be calling the action. The bell sounded, we're underway. I want the fans here in the Scottish Rite Temple to be pleased with this matchup, and I know they're going to deliver here tonight. So I don't have a favorite. I just want these guys to compete at the highest level.
What a bunch of self-righteous stuff that you're spewing over there. But look, we know about this I-70 series, okay? Whoever wins this Battle of Cities at the end of the year will be compensated in some way. That is what President Major Bazin has said. Kansas City leaves 5-4 in the Battle of the Cities. And look at this going back and forth early on. They love that pose.
I love to marvel at the fact that no matter which venue, that the crowd reaction changes from venue to venue.
It's amazing.
If we're in the Casa Loma Ballroom, the Blood Brothers are loved. They are showered with the praise of all the faithful in the Casa Loma Ballroom. Here in the Scottish Rite Temple, they're downright hated.
No, this is one of the few times I'm going to agree with you, Ben. You're absolutely right. We were just at the Casa Loma Ballroom, and we see the Royal Blood definitely hated over there. Now, obviously, they don't do themselves any favors by totally insulting the city at every chance they can, but same exact opposite here. Davey Gibson and Fitchett, loved in St. Louis, hated in Kansas City. That's what makes this I-70 series so cool.
Exchange of arm ringers and escapes here by Davey Gibson and Jax Royal. Nice forearm by Davey Gibson.
Now the real question I have is I have seen Davey Gibson and I have seen Mathew Grundy go out on their own and wrestle in singles competition all over America. But the Royal Blood, I don't know how many times these guys have really been apart since birth. So will they be able to stack up with these guys in singles competition? I think so.
Nice leapfrog over Davey Gibson. Arm drags him, just kind of muscles him over. Goes for a moonsault there. Doesn't hit. Kicks the leg out from underneath him. Goes for a chest kick. Misses that. And we are at a stalemate here again in the Scottish Rite Temple. Both of these teams, both of these men know each other so well that they're going to have each other's moves scouted out. They're going to be prepared for the next move coming from each other's arsenals. This is already a fantastic match.
I heard the Royal Blood backstage talking to each other, Jax and Jet, and they were discussing how, look, we're in our town again. We cannot go down 0-4 to these guys if they lose both these singles matches. They want to prove that they can do it in singles, and then hopefully they can get back on the horse and win a tag competition for Kansas City.
Not only is this a matter of civic pride, Ryan, but I think, like we said at the beginning of this match, there is such a storied history between these two teams. The Blood Brothers, let's not forget, have beat the Royal Blood 2 times.
Crazy.
And not many teams have done that in this industry. So the Royal Blood are not only fighting for Kansas City, they're fighting for a little bit of dignity.
No, you have the wiliness of the Blood Brothers, and you see Jax just taking it to Davey in the corner right now. But Davey, as we said, as I was just talking about, the veteran leadership of Davey and Grundy, obviously opposite of the youngsters, Jax and Jet.
The one thing I've enjoyed seeing immensely over this last year, even before the NWL officially started, was watching Jet and Jax Royal train. They've come along. They've come so far as professional athletes in these last few months since the start of the National Wrestling League, and they're only going to get better. Same with Grundy and Gibson. Both teams have grown exponentially since joining the National Wrestling League.
Definitely. They both have been looking great here. And
Hurricane Rana bouncing off the ropes. Grundy Gibson spilling to the outside.
Now, usually, obviously, Ben, I don't usually like the tactics and the little,
what is he going for here? What is Jax Royal? Tope! Code hello over the top rope, sends Gibson crashing to the floor here in the Scottish Rite Temple.
Usually I have a problem cheering for Royal Blood, but when it comes to Kansas City versus St. Louis, that is where I change my tune, Ben, and this is exactly what I'm doing now. I'm glad to see Gibson down. I'm hoping these youngsters can take him out in singles competition.
Something tells me that next time we're in the Casa Loma Ballroom, you're going to be singing a different tune. I have a feeling you change like the wind.
Well, that's fine. That's my prerogative. I'm a broadcast journalist. I can do whatever I want. And look at this. This is over.
Jax Royal going to the top rope. Looked like he might have been going for that 450. Oh, pump thrust kick connects right with the face of Jax Royal. One wonders, are the Royal Blood so desperate to pick up a victory here tonight? Are we going to see a little bit of that twin magic maybe? Are they going to do a little switcheroo, try to pull one over on the referee and the Blood Brothers?
I don't know. We'll see if they can pull that off. I've gotten to know these guys so well I can tell the difference. But Nick Chin, he seems to be half blind half the time anyway, so I don't think it's going to matter. Now we see Gibson going after.
How dare you? Nick Chin is not half blind.
Nick Chin, have you seen his counts? They're horrible half the time.
Good Lord. You are ridiculous sometimes, Ryan, I tell you. Stomping away. Gibson is stomping away on Jax right now. Look at him. And the attitude of the Blood Brothers changes when they're in this building too. They're more mocking of the fans here. They know that they are not beloved here in Kansas City, and they're egging the fans on.
Well, and this is where I sort of understand their plight, because I walk in this building and I can't stand half the people here either. So when I see them sort of mocking them and giving their little, their arrogance, the spilling out of their bodies towards these morons in the front row, I sort of feel like we're brothers as well. Maybe we're blood brothers.
You feel a kinship. That's ridiculous. Hard kick right to the chest.
It's the way I live my life.
Davey Gibson has educated feet. He's always willing to show them, especially if they're rebounding off the chest of someone like Jax Royal.
We go.
Looks like he's trying to fire back with rights and lefts. Flips over the back, and Davey Gibson could be going for a roll-up here. Davey Gibson holds on to the ropes.
Oh, caught him.
Jax Royal gets caught out of midair in that cross body block attempt. Hard backbreaker, just driving his knee right in the small of the back.
Well, I got to give it to Gibson here. If you're going to take out the Blood Brothers, one or two combined, you just take them out to do an aerial tactics, break their back. They're not going to be able to do that. Kicks out at 2.
If you're going to take out the Royal Blood, you said you take out the Blood Brothers. Come on, Ryan.
Royal Blood. There's too much blood involved in the names of this match. Come on. I'm rooting for the Kansas City boys for the first time ever. They better not let me down.
That's why they hired me, to keep you on track. Nice kick to the midsection by Davey Gibson, firing away on Jax Royal. Davey Gibson has been in firm control of this match for the last 3 or 4 minutes easily.
No, he's taking control of this. You see that he knows exactly what he's looking for. He's trying to take him out and doing those aerial tactics. Like I said, another 2 count, didn't cover the leg, this is a problem with Gibson. Maybe he's getting a little too cocky in there, not hooking anything up.
maybe you're onto something. Maybe the Blood Brothers figure that they have the Royal Blood number so well that they don't even need to prepare anymore, that they know these guys so well, they know they're going to pick up a victory. So maybe there is a little cockiness in the offense of one Davey Gibson.
Looks like it, but there's some big forearm shots by Jax, but misses one, and now Davey getting the upper hand again.
Nice forearm strikes by Davey Gibson. Oh! Out of nowhere, vicious jawbreaker.
That knocked him silly.
Oh yeah, that might have knocked more than him silly. Oh, trying for that reverse Rana. Gibson holds onto the ropes. Double stomp right in the chest.
Man,
caving in that chiseled chest of Jax.
Here we go.
Again, too.
Man, look at that back and forth.
Again. Did it hook the leg again?
No, that's obviously something he needs to work on here. If he's going to cover Jax Royal, Davey Gibson needs to start doing that. Getting some attention from his brother over there. Grundy doing the same for his partner. I mean, I do believe, Ben, that they do respect each other, these two teams, but it just makes it hard because they were both such alpha males, all of them such alpha males, so competitive that I just don't think it's in them to not sort of feed off the crowd in their hometowns.
Hard kicks to the chest, echoing off of every corner in this arena.
Now this is something you never see in St. Louis. Gibson screaming at his opponent like that.
He's telling Jax, get up, fight back, fight back. Another hard kick, and it looks like Jax Royals heard him loud and clear.
We called that hulking up back in my day.
Hard forearm strikes to the face. Look at him, he is almost hulking up. He's had enough of the lip of Davey Gibson. Wants to go for that Hurricane Rana again, and he hits it successfully, and Davey Gibson crashes into the top turnbuckle, again hitting that jaw in the face. Running forearm strike into the corner, going for a second one. Oh, man, Jax Royals on fire. Davey Gibson misses, charges into the corner.
Jax in complete control now. The tables have flipped. Here we go. Oh, running drop kick.
Right into the face. He says he's going for one more against Davey Gibson here.
Little telegraphing for that.
Davey Gibson sidesteps that, gets a kick for his efforts, comes charging back in. Both men firing on all cylinders here. Flying elbow, I mean almost like a standing elbow drop right to the neck.
Is that enough? Is that enough?
This could be it.
Hook the leg.
Oh,
come on.
So close. Referee Nick Chin says that was almost a 3 count there. Jax
what a shock. Nick Chin didn't count the 3. Come on, Jax. Yes, it was close, boys. Come on.
I cannot wait for you fans to hear us when we're calling these matches in the Casa Loma Ballroom.
That's a different thing.
He's gonna
completely different.
You're going to be singing a different tune, Captain Turncoat.
Look at this.
What is he doing here? Davey Gibson could be going for a superplex. Gibson puts kicks the leg out from underneath Jax Royal, and his face goes crashing into that turnbuckle.
Every time I think Gibson's done, he pulls something out like that, something I've never seen him do before.
Hard kick to the back of the head, rolling him over. This could be it. Now he hits the leg. 2.
Was that not 3?
No.
Are you kidding me? I feel like Gibson there. I thought that was 3.
We are starting off with a bang on this episode of the National Wrestling League. Both of these men are laying it all out on the line, and that's how much this I-70 series means to them.
And every weekend I go home after the shows and I watch. I've already subscribed to our YouTube channel, NWL. We have full matches, full episodes on there, including every Royal Blood and Blood Brothers match we've ever had in the history of the company, and they're worth every penny. Well, it's free on YouTube.
It's free, yeah. But we should start
charging. We should.
The matches are always quality here in the National Wrestling League, and you should always try to pick up tickets whenever you can. Go to shop.nwleague.com and pick up tickets for whenever we're in the Kansas City area or St. Louis. Drop kick right to the chest.
The height these kids can get at their size is amazing.
Davey Gibson reeling from that drop kick right in the chest. I wonder what he was going for off that top rope. He might have been going for that double stomp.
Could have been. We've seen that many times before, but watch this.
Jax Royal going for it. Looked like he's going for a top rope Rana. Gibson puts the brakes on and says, no way. Now he connects. Looks like he was going for a super bomb. And Jax Royal reverses it into that Rana. Going for a cover. 2. No.
And Nick Chin coming down with that arm. Grundy can't imagine it not being over.
I think Mathew Grundy thought that was over. He looks shocked.
You understand, if the Blood Brothers win this, Ben, it's tied up 5-5, and Kansas City and St. Louis. Kansas City had this huge lead, and now it's gone to nothing almost.
Springboard moonsault, and Gibson puts the knees up right into the midsection of Jax Royal. I don't care how muscular or how defined you are in that midsection. You come off that rope with knees in the midsection, it'll knock the wind out of anybody.
Definitely, come on. And Jax needs to get up. Davey looks like he's back in charge here. Who's going to get the upper hand in the battle of great tag team members in singles action?
Gibson trying to go for another one of those chest kicks. And looks like Jack's going for another Rana, and unfortunately couldn't do it. He lifts him up into a rolling, almost like a Finley roll. Going for a cover here too. No!
Did he get his arm up? I'm glad he's not counted out.
Once again, Jax Royal gets that left shoulder up right before the 3
Look
count.
at Grundy. He's upset. He can't. I told you Nick Chin can't count.
What is he going for here? Oh, looks like he's rolled him up. 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's it out of nowhere. Jax Royal rolls up Davey Gibson and scores another victory for Fight KC.
Kansas City goes up 6-4 in the Battle of Cities, the Battle of Rosters here in NWL. Jax Royal, out of nowhere. Could you have called that Jax Royal defeating the veteran Davey Gibson? I don't know. I don't know if anyone saw that coming.
Not only a feather in the cap for the Royal Blood, but a feather in the cap for Kansas City. The I-70 series, every time St. Louis gets within grasp of evening the score, Kansas City wins. Kansas City wins again.
And you see Grundy berating referee Nick Chin, saying, hey, can you learn how to count to 3 when my man has the cover? But it doesn't matter. They're in the Scottish Rite Temple in Kansas City. You see Gibson talking smack to some of the fans here in the front row. Again, I don't disagree with him, but Kansas City up 6-4.
And we'll be right back, wrestling fans, here on the National Wrestling League, Kansas City.